My name is Josephine Didzenam, originally from Assumption, but now I reside in Bushy. And I'm a cultural instructor and liaison worker for Dene First Nation education program. I love teaching Dene cultural and tradition ways because when the youth and adults that I teach, they finish anything that they started with their two hands, it makes me happy. And I also teach traditional dressmaking. And as a female, you have to dress modestly with respect to cover our bodies. I teach moccasin as well, because as a female, we can occupy ourselves by all kinds of beadwork when we grieve, so many ways. I also teach moose hide making, as well as teepee making with canvas, tents, plus birch bark craft making, moose hair tufting, caribou hair sculpting, sew porcupine quills, medicine picking, berry picking. I also teach prepare wild meat as well, such as moose meat, fish, rabbits, ducks, geese, beaver pelt, also to use the pelts for mucklucks and moccasin making. I love teaching crafts, sewing, and everything that I was taught at the college. Plus, I learned lots from our Dene elders in Chate, Bushi, and Meander, and I'm passing it on to the young generation. I just want to mention as well, I do fish scale artwork with white fish, and I use fabric dye, plus the preparation to do fish scale art. It takes about a month to prepare it. Plus, when I do rat root picking, I always teach. There's a leaf. There's different leaves, but the rat root has a pink color at the bottom. That's the rat root. And when you pick rat root, you always offer tobacco. Plus, you only take the rat root out and leave the leaf in the water, so the rat root can continue growing the following year.
My name is Gladys Anderson. I work at the Capoeino School, and I am from Gift Lake Métis Settlement, born and raised there. I'm going on 67 years old. I just want to speak on the traditions and values I wasn't brought up on. Back then, life was so good. I don't think we received electricity or TV till I was 12 years old. Life was simple, but we were taught as kids to respect our community, our elders, our parents. There was no such thing as talking back to any older person in the settlement. We were taught the ways of the land, hunting, fishing, logging. That was the way of life. I come from a family of 10 siblings, and I watched my parents work hard to make sure they provided for us. So watching that and growing up in it, up to today, I think I started working at 16 years old, and I'm still working. So I'm so glad that I was taught those values. Again, you were taught to respect elders, everybody in general. And the only spoken language at that time was Cree, fluent Cree. There was no such thing hearing other children or other people talking English back then. So when I entered the school program, it was hard for me because I had to learn English because I've never spoke it. And to struggle or work with the school programs, it was really hard. But I wouldn't trade it back for anything today. Because right now, I have grandchildren and kids that don't speak the language. That's why I'm working here. I'm so glad to see the kids are being taught Cree. And they will have they will have an easier time with the school curriculum because their first language is English. That's the only positive thing I can see. But I'm hoping that through the Cree program here, they will master the Cree language. I don't think they'll ever be masters, but at least they'll speak it and understand it, because there's a lot of cultural values within the language that they could integrate into their personal lives and their kids' lives.
I'd like to leave a message to all the younger children now, especially those of us that are native, to carry on our traditions. And as for me, I grew up with older parents. My mother was raised in a mission, so she never really carried her traditional ways until she was about 18. And it was hard for her to learn. But I tried very hard to follow the ways of our people. And for me, I even went to school for it. And for what little my mother knew, I was taught by her how to do knitting, crocheting, which she probably did in the mission, and baking, and also do traditional footwear. I would like to send a message to the younger people nowadays, like, carry on our traditional ways. And I myself do this. I've taught myself a lot of things. And nowadays I make my own moccasins. I do beadwork, which I taught myself how to do. And I know I sound kind of like, because I got a personal problem with talking like this to many people. It's always been a problem with me because of the way we were treated in the mission, and we weren't able to speak up for ourselves. But I've learned a lot through trying. And I'm glad that my grandchildren are starting to do things like that. They go to round dances, and we go to powwows. They make their own clothing. Although my grandchildren are, their grandfather was white, was a German, and they carry on my ways, our ways of living, and I'm glad for that. So don't forget to try to learn the ways of our people. Our people lived off the land, and this is what we need to learn how to do. Even me, so I'm in my 70s, and I'm still learning. There's a lot of things to learn, and this we must never forget. Even how to survive in the wilderness, making our own clothing, picking our own herbs, our own medication, and learning to cook with our wild food, wild meat. I still do that. I still do that a lot. And I'm hoping that our children nowadays will learn to do the traditional things which we had to teach ourselves to do. And I am eternally grateful for my grandchildren for continuing to do this.